Let me use a typical Nigerian expression: COVID or no COVID, life must go on. Man must survive. This expression applies most appropriately to the maritime sector. That sector gets credit for minimizing disruption in supplies of essential goods all over the world, and so it is fitting that the International Maritime Organization, IMO, chose the theme Sustainable Shipping for a Sustainable Planet as the theme for World Maritime Day 2020. It was celebrated in Lagos, and the shipper was there to observe proceedings. We bring you the highlights on today's program. In what may appear to those in the know as a localization of the sustainability theme of World Maritime Day, the Executive Secretary of Shippers Council, Mr. Hassan Bello, met with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State to discuss, among other things, the sustainability of port operations in Apapa. The Shippers Council boss described the meeting as successful and heartwarming, as discussions about strategies to restore sanity to that economic artery of Nigeria went swimmingly well.
We will engage more very soon too to look at all the options that lay on the table. But the most important thing is there must be coordination, and all efforts must be comprehensively laid down. If an infrastructure is not coordinated or integrated with other infrastructure, then we will not be making progress. And I am happy the Lagos State government, of course, very proactive, really appreciate the position of Nigerian Shippers Council.
Long story short, Lagos State and Shippers Council are on the same page. Brace up for the change you have all been seeking. Watch this space as we make it a duty to update you. Also on the program today is Tidbits by Abike Ido. My name is Rekia Zubairu, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to The Shipper. The program continues after the short break. Don't go away.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
Stakeholders in the maritime and transport sectors converged on Lagos on World Maritime Day to brainstorm on the challenges confronting the shipping industry with a view to charting a new course towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, especially during these times. Discussions revolved around the theme Sustainable Shipping for a Sustainable Planet, the Nigerian dimension. Lucy Ulugbe has details.
The World Maritime Day was first held in 1978 to mark the 20th anniversary of the International Maritime Organization (IMO). The day is celebrated throughout the world to focus attention on the importance of shipping safety, security, and marine environment. In 2015, 193 countries adopted the 2030 Agenda for the Achievement of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) set by the United Nations General Assembly. The agenda calls for concerted efforts by all countries to eradicate poverty amongst other interlinked goals to achieve a sustainable future for all. In view of the fact that most of the elements of the agenda can only be achieved with a sustainable transport sector, supporting trade and facilitating global economy, the IMO, being an active member of the United Nations family, has been working actively on its own core functions towards this 2030 agenda. The 2020 World Maritime Day, therefore, underscores the need to raise awareness on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and to showcase the work that the IMO and its member states are doing to achieve the target. Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Adejoke Orilope Adefuluri, who chaired the event, assured participants of government's commitment to unlocking the potentials of the blue economy by creating an enabling environment for more investments in the maritime sector. She urged participants and relevant stakeholders to work towards preserving water resources for the present and future generations.
I hope this year World Maritime Day strengthen our resolve to work together closely in support of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in Nigeria.
Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi and Minister of State for Transportation Senator Gbemisola Saraki charged stakeholders to make contributions capable of assisting government and private sector in making Nigeria the maritime hub for West and Central Africa.
I therefore appeal to all the participants to fully participate in this program, as well as take advantage of this unique opportunity to make robust contributions that will improve the efficiency of the shipping industry and enhance sustainable development in the maritime sector in Nigeria.
Deputy Governor, Lagos State, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, assured the gathering that the state government is committed to providing necessary infrastructure to aid maritime development and support investments in the sector.
The shipping operations to be well sustainable, we must take care of all these ports and the surrounding environment. So our trailers parked on the roads are working together with all the stakeholders, the MPA, the MASA, and everybody to make that shipping business better for the operators and for the citizens. Lagos has to be involved. And exactly we are engaging with the ministry, we are engaging with Nigerian Port Authority. There are many initiatives that we are putting together. So I'm sure very soon those dividends will start to come up and people will see the benefit.
Other maritime stakeholders took turns to make presentations on measures they are adopting to achieve the SDGs using their mandates in the sector.
What we are doing now, as you are aware, the federal government signed the contract of provision of platforms, assets, for us to arrest this situation, popularly known as Deep Blue Project. The Deep Blue Project, we received 85% of the asset already, which includes special mission vessels. We have 17 interceptors vessels, that is smaller one and faster. Then we have 2 special mission aircraft. We have 3 special mission helicopters, and we have C4Is. The issue of maritime security, you can't do it alone. It has a global dimension and it has a global perspectives. The SSS, they are there for us. The NIA also, they are there for us. So in totality, we are now addressing the issue of the platforms.
We conduct our activities responsibly and with utmost caution and respect for the life below water. It's a call for all of us, if you are dropping pure water sachet or anything out there in the lagoon, to know that we all need to maintain the equilibrium in existence of the plants, of the oceans, and us human beings, so that we can continue to get absolute benefits of what we have there. So let's maintain the life below water.
Life is an ongoing thing. Activities are ongoing. Even the best of the best have challenges, right? So if you don't celebrate this, you may not know what your challenges are. Your challenges may never be highlighted, but in the technical session today, you will hear so many challenges being highlighted. You've heard the minister speak about some of the problems facing the maritime industry. You heard when I spoke, I also highlighted some of the problems facing the freight forwarders. Okay, it is in a place like this where policies will be made to enable us attend to most of those problems. So I think there is need for celebration.
To achieve a sustainable planning, we must develop and practice a shipping culture that enhances and promotes healthy practices that encourage biodiversity, essential for healthy food production. It is reported that by 2050, an estimated additional 2 billion people will be living on planet Earth. This means that food production must rise by 60% to meet up. Are we prepared for this? In the words of IMO Secretary General, shipping and maritime will be at the heart of the economic recovery and future sustainable growth far into the future, both at sea and ashore, supporting an inclusive and resilient economy to underpin the achievement of the sustainable and development goals.
Still in the spirit of World Maritime Day celebration, the Executive Secretary, Nigerian Shippers Council, Hassan Bello, in an exclusive interview with the shipper, spoke on IMO's environmental policies and the impact on Nigerian shipping industry.
The IMO has really given support to Nigeria, especially on so many issues. For example, we are working with the technical assistance committee of the IMO to ensure that we have what is called the community system, port community system, which is a one-stop shop to aggregate the transactions at the ports to make it electronic, to make it faster, to make it more efficient. That's IMO is looking at. IMO is also helping us domesticate certain enabling international conventions like the FAL, Facilitation Convention. Now this convention talks about the arrival, stay and departure of ships with minimal fouls, because while we're looking at the land side, it is important we look at the seaside. What is the turnaround time for ships, for example? Now ships will have to stay 50 days in Nigeria for berthing and before departure. We have to also make sure that this is done. In capacity building and so many other things, IMO really will help Nigeria in such and other matters. But the most important thing is Nigeria itself. Nigeria must embark on reforms. We have to look at what's happening in international jurisdictions and try to make sure we apply the same standards.
The NSC boss also shared his thoughts on cargo delivery, digitization of the ports, and sustainable shipping in Nigeria.
The Nigerian Shippers Council, working with other agencies, is trying to make sure that there is multimodal approach to evacuation and delivery of cargo at the ports. That will ease things up. We also need to digitalize our ports to make it more efficient, more transparent. And this Nigerian Shippers Council and other organizations are really on this issue. We need to make our ports work 24 hours so that the cargo will be evacuated as soon as it arrives. So I'm telling you the totality of these reforms. The Federal Ministry of Transportation is trying to supervise, will make sure that cargo delivery has reached its optimal point. We have an ambition, we have a target, and we want say that 7 days, will be the dwell time of camp.
The plenary session was followed by technical breakout sessions where specific issues in the shipping industry and maritime sector were discussed and solutions preferred.
When you're talking about sustainable shipping and a sustainable planet, we're talking about looking at the environmental, how you relate both, okay, for the growth of the industry, how you develop both for the growth of the industry. So it's important. For me, the team is apt and it's also timely. We've come at a point where we have to get fully involved, okay, because of the economic potentials, the derivables, for the industry to grow. There's a lot we have to do as a people, so we have a role to play.
For every situation, you can choose to jubilate or you can choose to resent. I think it's an important occasion to begin to pay attention to the things that will make Nigeria shipping sustainable. So if you identify them, if you identify unsustainable practices, it's a good time to reflect on them and begin to see the direction the world is going and how we can actually play along with the world.
Always with its focus trained on its regulatory functions, Shippers Council will form an integral part of the vanguard for sustainable shipping for a sustainable planet. Let's now move on to the tidbits segment.
Hello and welcome to Tidbits on your favorite maritime program, The Shipper. My name is Abike Idowu. In Jigawa State, Shippers Council, led by the Director, Northwest Zone, Ajia Karimato Othman, extended its corporate social responsibility outreach to 4 different locations. First was Dotseg Orphanage, where the team was received by the Director, Ministry of Women Affairs, Ajia Indogaba. She thanked the council for the kind gesture, which she said was the first of its kind since the inception of the orphanage. The team then moved on to Kudu General Hospital and Kudu Old People's Home, where they were welcomed by the Director, Ministry of Health, Alhaji Ismail Ibrahim. Commissioner of Commerce, Alhaji Salisu Zakari, expressed gratitude to the council on behalf of the governor and people of Jigawa State. Finally, in Janhu General Hospital, the Shippers Council team was warmly received by the Deputy Director, Ministry of Health, Alhaji Yusuf Makama, and Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Salisu Ado, who thanked the council for the items and promised to use them judiciously. And here is our complaint register for the week. Total number of 10 complaints have been received. 3 have been resolved and 7 are still ongoing investigations. Some of these complaints include delayed transfers, demurrage refunds, missing cargoes, service failures, and arbitrary storage charges. Whenever you find yourself on your beam ends, know that you can always come to Shippers Council. Here is a letter of appreciation from one of our stakeholders, Chief Nabel Saleh, who had misplaced his original bill of lading and as a result had his shipments delayed. We are glad to report that the council was able to resolve the matter promptly for Chief Saleh. Another stakeholder, Mr. Emeka Agusibo of Valent Holding, sent a letter appreciating our assistance in attaining a compassionate waiver on shipping and terminal charges for his container, which had shunt Rector Power Project materials. Shippers Council is always happy to be of help. And now, some news on shipping around the world. Qatar's Hamad Port Container Terminal 2, CT2, is set to start container handling operations in December. The terminal is being developed in 4 phases, and the first 2 phases are expected to be fully operational before the end of 2022, adding 3 million TEU of capacity. Phases 1 and 2 of CT2 cover 380,000 square meters at Hamad Port, and it has a 624-meter length quay. It has been equipped with 3 semi-automated remote-controlled quay cranes, with 4 more cranes to be added in 2021. In South Africa, a new environmentally friendly ship recycling facility is being planned. According to Frost and Sullivan, a new certified green ship recycling facility is planned at 34 South, located along the west coast of South Africa in the Saldanha Bay Industrial Development Zone. The 34 South facility would have ship lifts to transfer vessels into an environmentally friendly decommissioning facility rather than the beaching method commonly used in South Asian ship-breaking yards, which have been heavily criticized for causing pollution. And the International Chamber of Shipping, ICS, has reappointed Epson Paulson as its chairman for a further 2-year term. Paulson assumed office in 2016, overseeing ICS engagement with international bodies, national governments, and industry organizations on the key issues impacting international shipping. Now wait, there's more. Nigerian Shippers Council, in ship shape and Bristol fashion, organized a retirement party for Dr. Mohammed Bako Abubakar. Dr. Abubakar was a director at the Abuja liaison office and was appreciated by many for his meritorious service to the council.
The outgoing director for over 20 years now. He has been a dedicated and very sincere director. In fact, it's a director to emulate.
When I came into Nigerian Shippers Council, it was my first boss that I worked with. He's a very wonderful person. He's a father. He's a boss. He advised me on the system, coming into the system newly. He made me to understand so many things.
I thank them for their kind and generous comments. Shippers Council has consistently been, growing. It's steadily on the path of the growth. It's a promising organization. It's an organization that has brighter future. The council is already standing tall in the industry. So I think, the sky is the limit. All you need is to rededicate yourselves, and be loyal to the management.
We wish him a happy retirement. And that's it on this week's Tidbits. Till next time.
Thanks, Abike. Again, we've come to the point where we drop anchor on the shipper today. Thanks indeed for watching the program. Do join us again next week for another informative episode of the program. We look forward to hearing from you via our social media handles, our mobile numbers, or any of our offices. Enjoy the rest of the weekend.